guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Hallie and I'm so happy that you're here, and welcome to doing a bunch of cute book things and also reading to try and get me out of a really bad slump. That is pretty much the plan for today's video. I was thinking about it and I feel like one of the things that will really help me to get more excited about finishing the books that I'm in the middle of reading is by doing just cute bookish related things like filling out my book journal, reorganizing my bookshelves, because while you go through your bookshelves I feel like you get more excited to read the books that you have on your shelves that are unread because you're holding them and organizing them and making them cute. Is that just me? I don't know. Every time that I have reorganize my bookshelves, even if it's just one shelf, it makes me excited to read whatever shelf I was organizing. So I was thinking about doing a mini little bookshelf reorganization. Like I said, filling out my book journal, because for each month I have spreads that I make for whatever my favorite book was of the month. So I feel like making little collages of books that I have finished that I really enjoyed will also kind of re-spark that excitement to finish it, because I will remember what I loved about those books. I also want to just attempt to finish some of the books that I am in the middle of reading, because I feel like it's been so long since I just finished a book that maybe I just need to finish a book and then it'll get better from there. Maybe the problem is me, because I keep starting books without committing and finishing at least some of them. So that would explain perfectly how I've gotten to the point where I have 17 books that I'm in the middle of reading. So that is the plan for today. We are going to work on my book journal, reorganize my bookshelves, and also try and finish a couple books that I'm in the middle of. These are the books that I'm the closest to finishing that I wanted to try and focus on in this video. These two books I am actually listening to the audiobook for, so I thought it would be really cute to listen to the audiobook while I do my book journal, and maybe even while I reorganize my bookshelf, because listening to a book while you do bookish things, there's no better experience than that. So the two books that I'm listening to the audiobook are actually both, I guess they're more mysteries. They're mystery thriller. It's actually so funny because they're both about court cases and they're so interesting so far. I'm actually really enjoying them. The Night Swim by Megan Golden. This one is a little bit on the heavier side. I've actually had to pause the audiobook because going through the court and stuff, you hear a lot of testimony, and just some of the details feels, you kind of forget that you're listening to a book, because this is also about it includes a true crime podcast too. So part of the book you're listening to her true crime podcast, and it's really good so far. Super interesting. I don't really know where the story's gonna go, but it has gotten a little bit heavy at times, so I have had to take breaks, but I think I only have 2 hours. Honestly, I might have 2 hours left in each of these books. I don't know. So one of them is The Night Swim by Megan Golden, and then the other one is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. This one is about a husband who has a mistress, and his mistress is found murdered in him and his wife's vacation house, and then he is arrested and accused for the murder, and she is a criminal defense attorney, so she represents him. This one, honestly, I am liking it quite a bit more than I kind of anticipated. I didn't know how I was gonna like the fact that she was representing her husband who was cheating on her, but I don't know, it's definitely been very interesting. I think that I'm liking The Night Swim a little bit more than The Perfect Marriage, but honestly, both of them, where I'm at in the audiobook, there could be a huge plot twist right around the corner for both of these, so I feel whatever the plot twists are will kind of sway my opinion on my rating for these. So I'm going to listen to these while I do bookish things, which I'm so excited to finish those actually. And I feel that's a good start on what books to finish, because I'm just listening to the audiobook while I do other things. So hopefully finishing those two will already give me a sense of accomplishment and make it easier to sit down and commit to finishing some of these books. The 3 physical books that I have that I'm pretty close to finishing. First is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I talked about this in my last weekly vlog that I posted. I'm super close to finishing this one. I think I have 2 hours left, and this one, it says on my Kindle. All 3 of these are available on Kindle Unlimited also, so I've been reading them for free. Well, not for free, for $10 a month. You know what I'm saying. I've been reading all 3 of these on Kindle Unlimited, so I think I have 2 hours left in The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and then I have, I think, an hour and a half left of Night Shift, which is so weird. This has been the fastest read ever, because I'm only 60% through it, but it says I only have have an hour and a half left of the book. And the 60% that I have read of this, I literally read it in one night. Like I read it in like 3 hours, which I don't think I'm like a super fast reader. So that was really unheard of for me. I don't know. Super, super, super quick read with this one. And then lastly, I have The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee. I'm actually really, really enjoying this one. And I'm not too far into this one. I think I have the most left of this one. I have like 4.5 hours left on my Kindle. But these are some of the options of books that I am in the middle of reading and would like to maybe hopefully finish over the course of this video. Probably, definitely, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully. The 2 audiobooks at least I'll finish, because all I have to do is listen to them while I do other things. So I feel like if I can't do that, like So the first thing that I'm going to work on is my reading journal, because I just took a shower, the kids are in bed, and I feel like it would be such a cute and cozy way to end the night by filling out my reading journal. And then once I'm done, I can turn all the lights off and read a little bit on my Kindle before bed. Tonight, actually, Bridgerton season 3 part 2 comes out, so I might start that episode a little bit later, or I'll wait until tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I'm going to fill out my book journal. And I think the first book that I'm going to listen to on audiobook is The Night Swim, because I'm so excited to see what happens. I'm so just curious to see like what the rest of the story is, and I love the way that it's being told so far. So I'm going to listen to The Night Swim and fill out my book journal first. But while we're on the topic of doing things while listening to audiobooks, I actually want to take a quick break to thank the sponsor of today's video, June's Journey. If you can't already tell from my audiobook selection, I love mysteries, and what better to do while listening to a mystery than to play a mystery game. June's Journey is a free to download mobile game where you get to earn points by finding hidden objects in various beautifully designed scenes and landscapes. I'm gonna have a QR code on screen that you can scan to download, or you can go click the link in my description below to download it for free. Basically, at the beginning of the game, you unlock your own mansion and garden, and then throughout the game, you can use your accumulated points and rewards to decorate both your mansion and your garden. And I love mobile games. Like, I play so many mobile games, and some of the things I appreciate the most about June's Journey are, 1, they do not make it super hard to advance levels. Like, it does not take a ridiculous amount of coins just to advance levels like a lot of other games do to you. They make it so easy and enjoyable to earn the coins that you need to be able to advance levels. And 2, the levels are not timed. I specifically appreciate this so much because I can sit there and zoom all the way in and go over every inch of the scene just to find all of the hidden objects that I'm looking for without needing to worry about having like a 1-minute time limit or like a 30-second time limit to find the last object. Like, you literally just sit there and relax and look through. It almost reminds me of doing a puzzle, because you're just like sifting through each piece of the picture to find the hidden object that you need, and I love it so much. And honestly, because of these things, June's Journey has become one of my favorite games to play while listening to audiobooks, for the simple fact of it's just so relaxing. So again, I highly recommend either clicking the link down in my description or scanning the QR code on screen to download and try it out for yourself. It's completely free, and it is available on Android and iOS mobile devices as well as PC through Facebook Games. It's so much fun, and honestly, I've been so obsessed with playing it. So I hope you guys give it a try, and thank you again so much to June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. So for my book journal, the last month that I had updated was I think February, and then I just made title pages for March, April, and May, and then did nothing else for the months because I did like such intricate title pages for March, April, and May that the last time I worked on my journal, it literally took me all day just to do the title pages, and then I got tired and gave up. So today I just filled out kind of the rest of the in-between pages for each of those because that also is kind of time consuming because you have to like cut out all of the different book covers. But I just did my March TBR versus books read. Then I did my monthly stats page. This is the page that I usually put all my thumbnails for the videos that I posted, but I'm not doing that yet tonight. And then I usually leave 2 empty spaces to put a collage of whatever book I choose as my favorite book, or if I have multiple books, then I'll do both pages on that. This is my April title page. My April TBR versus books read. You can see that this is really where things started to go downhill for me. One book in April. I did my monthly stats for April. Again, left my thumbnail page empty, and then 2 empty pages for a collage. And then lastly, I have my May title page, and then on this side I just have my TBR. And then the only book that I read in May was Powerful, which is the novella by Lauren Roberts that goes to the Powerless trilogy. And then typically I will leave like whatever the current month's title page is for the next month, but honestly I feel like I'm gonna stop doing that. Like I should probably just make the June title page now so I can fill it out and then make the July title page at the end of the month / beginning of the month. That would be smarter. Anyway, that just took so long that I think I am going to take a break on my reading journal. Honestly, even just doing that was like so satisfying, and it kind of like reminded me of all the books that I'm in the middle of reading, all the books that I've recently read, and well, I guess not recently because it was like a couple months ago, but you get what I'm saying. It was already really fun. And audiobook update, I finished The Night Swim by Megan Golden. Oh my goodness, I literally, if I was not that close to finishing the book, I would have had to take another break because it just felt so realistic. Like it genuinely, it didn't even feel like a book, like a story. It just felt like I was listening to a real court case. And like I said, it's really cool because you listen to like her podcast, her true crime podcast, and she's like attending the trials in real time and then like uploading the podcasts as the trial is going on. So genuinely feels like you're going along the trial in real time. But it was just like so heavy. There was like a little mini plot twist at the end that I kind of didn't see coming, but it wasn't anything too crazy. Like it just felt like a very real life story, and I feel like because of that it felt a little bit heavier. Like towards the end I was like, oh my god, like I just want to read like a little romance. I don't know, like, you know, it was just heavy. So anyway, I rated this 3.75 because it was very entertaining. I liked the way that they incorporated the podcast, especially listening to the audiobook that way was really, really good, and I really liked the storyline. So 3.75, The Night Swim by Megan Golden. After I finished that, for the next like 30 minutes, I listened to more of The Perfect Marriage. I am 84% through The Perfect Marriage. And honestly, before today, like I remember listening to it and I was surprised at myself that I didn't have any issues with the husband. Like, not that I didn't have any issues, but it was just like I didn't hate his character as much as I thought I would so far. Oh, how the tables have turned. He's being so stupid right now. I don't know. Like something that just happened, I just feel like, how are we gonna move past this? And also it feels a little bit unrealistic. Like before this, it was like, okay, like I could see this being realistic. And I don't know if I'm comparing it too much to The Night Swim because that felt like very realistic, you know what I'm saying? But like, it just feels so out of pocket. The turn that we took, I guess, just feels very unrealistic and very like, huh? So I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky. That's where I'm at with The Perfect Marriage. I feel like I was like here and now I'm like here. Could be back up here. I don't know though. Anyway, I'll listen to more of this tomorrow whenever we reorganize the bookshelf and everything. For now, I want to clean up all of my book journal stuff and then get cozy in bed and read. I think I am going to read some of The Night Shift, possibly even finish it because like I said, I only have like an hour left of this book, I think, which would be crazy if I finished 2 books tonight, you guys. We'll see. I don't know. I might literally turn the lights off and fall asleep though, so we'll see. Hello you guys, it is the next day. Yes, I am in the same position wearing the same shirt. What's a girl to do? This is my favorite t-shirt and I'm just cozy. Let me live. Anyway, last night I made it almost all the way to the end of night shift, but I had I think 45 minutes left or something, because when I opened it I ended up having an hour and 40 minutes left or something instead of just an hour. So I think I read for like an hour last night before I finally went to sleep. So then during today I actually ended up finishing Night Shift by Annie Crown. It ended up being like honestly pretty cute. Like I actually ended up liking the storyline. I heard like a couple complaints of people not liking where the storyline went at the very end, but I didn't mind it too much. First of all, if you don't know what this is about, because I literally have not explained anything, this is about Kendall. She is a true book girly, like to her core, which one thing I did love about this is the fact that she is a book girly and everything she says is honestly so relatable. It's like, yeah, girl, same. She is a true book girly to her core and she's very like shy and introverted. She is in college and her two roommates and best friends are both very like outgoing, love to go out and party on the weekends, like very, what's it called? Extroverted. Hello. Very extroverted people, and so typically whenever they go out to like all of the school parties and stuff, she will spend her Friday nights at the library working the night shift because no one else at school wants the night shift on Friday night. And she's like, I volunteer. I will spend Friday night at the library by myself in the dark reading. It is perfect. And she like loves the vibes of the library at night. She's all alone. So cute. Then one Friday night she meets Vincent, who is like the star of the basketball team. I think it's called like a D1 athlete. I don't know what I'm talking about. Honestly, the way that they meet is so out of pocket. Like it's honestly so out of pocket, but that is what you have to go into this book wanting. Like if you genuinely just want like a fluffy romance, super fast to read, lots of spice, decent storyline. There is miscommunication in this, but it wasn't super annoying in my opinion because the book read so fast. Like if this book was like a slow read and was dragging out and it had all of the miscommunication that it does, but because this book was such a fast and easy read, it didn't bother me because you just get past it so quick. So my final rating on this, I think on my Goodreads I put 3 stars because I just feel middle of the road. Like 3 stars for me is just, it's a good book. It's not the best book, but it's not bad. It's just like good. I don't know. It was cute. If you want, like honestly, after listening to The Night Swim last night, this was such a good like palette cleanser book because again, it was just like so easy and like, you know, flirting, romance, spice. Easy. Love her, love that. I can't believe also that I have finished a second book. Even though they weren't like 5-star reads or crazy reads, like it's felt so good to finish books and actually like them and not be bored and not be, I mean not bored, but just like I just didn't have any motivation to finish it. I was just like, oh well, like I won't finish it right now. But like with this book and The Night Shift, I was very excited to get to the end and like wanted to know what would happen. And I'm super excited because after finishing those 2 books, I don't know where it is right now. After finishing those 2 books, I'm so motivated to finish The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I am like thoroughly enjoying this so far and I feel like this would be a great book to now finish next because like The Night Swim was an audiobook. This was like fluffy, easy romance, and so now we're getting back into like romantasy, which is like I think it's my favorite genre. Like I think it's my favorite genre. I don't know. I've only been reading for like 7 months or 8 months, but genuinely like all of my most favorite books have been romantasies. So I think I'm like a romantasy girly. I don't know. I love it here. I love it. And the last few times that I had picked this up and read like a chapter at a time, or like, no, I think I genuinely was just reading like 1 chapter at a time. I love the characters. And I'm on like the last 100 pages of this book and I just got the second book in the mail the other day. So I'm like, okay, I think I might try and read some of this tonight. It is like 5 o'clock now, I think. 5 o'clock, girl. It's 7:20. Hello? It is 7:20 and I just sat down for the last like hour and a half and printed out a bunch of stuff for my book journal. I was gonna sit down and finish doing like all the collages and all the things that I didn't do yesterday, but like, is it just me or does printing out and cutting out pictures take so long? Like I swear all that I got done just now was I printed out pictures, cut them all out, and then I glued in like a couple of things. Like all that I glued in was my 2024 book bracket. I did my book bingo and then my books read spread. I put in this page and then these 3. And that's literally all that I got glued in. Everything else I still need to glue down. I just have it like cut out and stuck in here so that whenever I have the time and motivation, I will do that. But like that just took so long just to cut it out that now I'm like, I don't want to work on my book journal anymore because I just did that for an hour and a half. But because I was sitting and watching BookTube and like cutting out all my collage pictures for books that I loved, like some of the books that I chose were A Court of Frost and Starlight, Iron Flame, and then Powerful for my like favorite book of March, April, and May. I think it was those 3. So I cut out all of the pictures to make the collages for those, and that was just like so fun and exciting because genuinely whenever you're cutting out pictures and like looking at Pinterest at like the aesthetic of the books that you love, it literally feels like you're back in the story, and like you'll see different pictures that will remind you of just like things that happened in the book, or like you'll see quotes and you'll just be put back in that space. And honestly, it's put me in such a good mood. Like I just feel so hee after doing that. So I don't know, I am gonna take a break on my book journal because I, like I said, have been doing it already for like an hour and a half, and I just like don't feel like cutting and gluing anymore. But what I do want to do tonight is I want to reorganize my bookshelves a little bit. If you just watched my week in the life, you're probably thinking like, why are you doing this? Because I'm going to be moving in like a month-ish, but I just feel like, one, it's kind of like sentimental to reorganize my books one last time before I move, and 2, I feel like it will just be the cherry on top of like getting back into like my bookish mood, if that makes sense. Like there's just something about reorganizing your bookshelves and like holding all the books that you own and like setting them up all cute that like it motivates you to sit down and read afterwards. I swear I'm not crazy. This is a real thing. I think what I want to do is reorganize my bookshelves a little bit. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I just want to like kind of move sections around, and then I want to get cozy and try and finish A Serpent in the Wings of Night because I feel like I'm in the mood. And I feel like whenever you're in this mood where you're like, 1, just really excited to read, but 2, also just like really excited about the specific book that you're gonna read, that is like the perfect recipe to potentially find a 5-star book. I know. I'm gonna reorganize, and then after I finish reorganizing, I'll give you guys a little tour, show you what I have done with my books for the last time before I move, and then we will read a little bit for tonight. It looks so cozy in here. I love this room. Anyway, hi. I started reading after I did my bookshelves, and I realized I never showed you guys what they look like. So I'm going to show you what they look like real quick, and then I want to finish this book because it's so good, and I feel like I'm getting 5-star feelings. And I'm so excited to see how it ends. I have like an hour and a half left, and I'm on the edge of my seat. So let's look at the bookshelves real quick. Okay, so up here at the top, I have fantasy, like Fourth Wing, Powerless, Crescent City. Then here I have my ACOTAR set. My A Court of Mist and Fury is missing because I'm making my mom read it. Then I have the special edition of Court of Thorns and Roses. I was going to get the, what is it called? Throne of Glass. I was gonna get the Throne of Glass matching like hardcover special edition, but then I was like, okay, maybe I should read it first. Maybe I should just read the first book before buying a special edition. So I made myself wait. Then here I have Throne of Glass, as I was just talking about. And then on this shelf, honestly, I made this whole thing fantasy except for this bottom shelf. But I have my, what is this called? Letters of Enchantment. It's the Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows, which something that is so exciting is I ordered the Owl Crate. Is it Owl Crate? I'm pretty sure it's Owl Crate. I ordered the special edition for that like literally so long ago, and today I got a notification that it shipped. So I'm so happy and so excited to finally see that. I kind of eventually want to get the Owl Crate special edition for the first book, but it's so expensive. Like, it's so expensive because it's only being resold. So, which, speaking of, this is so random, but they just announced, it was either Owl Crate or Luma Crate, or I can't remember who it was. So they just announced that they're doing a special edition set of the entire Powerless. Well, I guess they'll probably do the entire trilogy eventually, but books 1, 2, and the novella. So I'm gonna have to buy that. So I have that, The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which that's what I'm reading right now. It's so good. And then the second book, which is The Ashes and the Starcursed King. And then just more fantasy books. And I have more fantasy over on my other cube shelf, which you'll see in a second. But I tried to put the books that I'm kind of like more interested in reading at the moment. Whatever I think I'll get to sooner. Which one that I actually forgot that I have is called Heir of Ashes by H.M. Darling. I have never really heard anyone talk about this, but I randomly found it at Barnes. And it was signed and it has a little heart that says "Bite Me." And I read the first page and it's about vampires. So I'm like, okay, so is Serpent and the Wings of Night. So if I want something to continue on the vampire vibes that's a little bit shorter than The Ashes and the Starcursed King, I might pick this up and read it. Then I have How Does It Feel, One for My Enemy, The Veiled Kingdom, and From Blood and Ash, which I'm kind of hesitant to start From Blood and Ash now because I've heard a lot of people say that the first book is the best and the rest are kind of like womp womp. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to start it because I have issues and I'll have to complete the series even if I'm not having a good time, which could cause another slump. PTSD, so I don't know. Then down here I just have a row of thrillers that I really want to read. All of my thrillers, besides this is not a thriller actually. Why is this here? Let's just ignore this because I don't want to have to find a new spot for that. All of these except for The Husbands are thrillers that I really want to read coming up soon. I have more thrillers here. And then down on the bottom, I like this shelf so much more than the way that I had it before. This entire shelf is sports romances now. So this is The Binding 13, which that is about rugby, I think, because they're in Ireland or something. These are all hockey romances. And then down here are just more regular romances. Then on my desk, I used to have the entire Binding 13 set here. Actually, the entire time that we've lived here, I think I've had the Binding 13 set here. So I decided to just switch it up for the last month living here. Thought it would be fun. And then lastly, over here, we have my cube shelf. This entire bottom section is Mark's section for his comics and manga. So I didn't really rearrange this from the last time that I did it for him. I just like scooted everything forward to make it look like nice and flat because my kids come in here and they have so much fun pushing it to the back and making them uneven and it drives me crazy. So I'll get to enjoy this for one night. Right here I just have more thrillers. Here I have dark romances and then regular romances. Here and here are fantasies. And then over here I have a few books that wouldn't fit. First of all, I have a few books that I'm going to unhaul. The first book that I want to unhaul is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. I read this and I don't like it. I really don't think I'm going to read any of the other books in this series, so I don't see a point in keeping it because it will always bother me on my shelf just having the single book. The next book that I'm going to unhaul is Six Scorched Roses. I actually am going to end up buying this one again, but it's because they're releasing it in the size that matches the two books that I already have, because I think that this is the indie version. I didn't know that when I bought it. So, and then I was considering unhauling Never by Jessa Hastings just because I really wanted it because the cover was so beautiful and everybody loves Magnolia Parks. But after it was released, it got so much hate, and like some of the things that I've heard about the book, like that are in it, I'm just like, I don't know about that. So I might unhaul it and then purchase it at a later date if I really want to read it, but like, I don't know, maybe I'll keep it. I guess I should keep it and think about it. Maybe I can reevaluate it once we move. So for now, I'm hauling these two books for good reason. So that's how I did my shelves. I really like them. I feel like I will really enjoy them for, oh my god, I'm being blinded. I feel like I'll really enjoy them for the last couple of months that we're going to be here, and then it'll be so exciting to set up the bookshelves when we move because I am going to get Billy bookshelves whenever we move, and I'm going to do like an entire wall of bookshelves, which that will be so funny too because I feel like I have so many books right now because it fills up all of my little tiny shelves, but then we're gonna move there and it's gonna be like literally empty. So that will be really weird. Is this better? I don't even remember what I'm saying. I like them until we move. And then when we move, I'm gonna redo them again. It'll be so much fun and I'll bring you guys along with me. But right now, I just want to finish The Serpent and the Wings of Night because I need to know what happens. I'll check in with you guys once I have finished the book and give you my final thoughts. Literally just want to sit down and finish it, which that's such a good sign. I don't think I'm in a slump anymore. Let me finish the book and I'll update you. Just finished Serpent and the Wings of Night. I'm whispering because Mark fell asleep next to me, but I literally could not stop reading. This was so good. 5 stars. It was so good. The way I thought I knew like what was gonna happen, and then it was like not what I thought genuinely at all. Like I never ever saw that coming from a mile away. So I'm so excited to read the next book. This was so cute. Not cute. Why did I say cute? I mean, there were parts in it that was cute, but it was so like honestly entertaining and like intense and just so good. I feel like if you like Powerless, you would like this. It's like, it's similar to Powerless, less romantic-y, I would say. Like Powerless is very heavy on like the romance and the tension, the banter, whatever. This like has romantic-y, but like if you liked the element of like doing the trials and like whatever, and you like vampires, like this is so good. It did feel a little bit more like heavy on the fantasy elements than like Powerless. Like Powerless genuinely was like romance first, fantasy later, but this was so good. It was so good. Oh, it was so good. I'm so excited to read the novella and the second book in the duology and see like what else comes out of this world. But guys, I think it is safe to say that I'm out of my reading slump. I cannot believe that we finished 4 books in this video. Genuinely, I was kind of not hopeful for this video actually working because I've been in such a bad slump for like months now. But the way that I just finished a 5-star book and also finished 2 other audiobooks and a physical book, and I want to read more tomorrow. Like, I'm so happy. I have missed this feeling so much. Genuinely, like once you become a reader, I feel like you'll just never be the same and you'll never be able to live without reading. And so being in a slump just sucks so bad because it's like you want to feel that again, like that feeling of getting lost in a book and finding a book that you just love so much and that like gives you that feeling, and it just sucks so bad whenever you go months and months without like feeling that passion about books, and then you find books that make you feel it again. And honestly, definitely like working on my book journal and watching booktube videos and reorganizing my bookshelves, like all of that, honestly I feel like just helped me so much to get back that like love and excitement for books. Anyway, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed doing book things with me. I'm so happy to be out of a slump finally. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also again, don't forget to click the link down in my description or scan this QR code to download June's Journey and try it out for free. And until next time, I love you. Thank you for watching. Bye.